Welcome back to A Stoic Plays, ladies and gentlemen, and this evening we are stoically playing Dungeonmans by Adventure Pro LLC. The LLC stands for Limited Liability Corporation, because they do not want liability for all the fun you're going to have playing this game. Now, this is a roguelike game, and I've had it sitting in my Steam queue for a long time. I bought it a long time ago when it was on sale, and I've been going through it and installing games, and I'm really enjoying this one. On a technical note, they force you to have this ridiculous window size, which doesn't jive well with YouTube. So you're going to see some black bars either on the top and bottom or on the sides, and I apologize for that. Unlike every other game ever made, they don't let you size the window based on the size you want the video to be. But other than that, it is a fantastic and fun game. What it does differently than other roguelikes that I've played in this A Stoic Plays series is, first of all, it's really funny. It's irreverent. It doesn't take itself very seriously at all. The dialogue is hilarious. The whole thing is just goofy, which is great. It's good for atmosphere and fun. The next thing is it really encourages you to keep playing, because unlike some roguelikes where you die, that's just the end of it, and you start a new character and try again, this one builds on what you accomplish. So as you have more and more adventurers and they get farther and farther, you're able to earn points that benefit not yourself, but future adventurers. And it also, the adventurer's headquarters where you start out with, it is developed over time as well, which gives starting characters a leg up. And this is great because it reduces a little bit of the grind that you face at the beginning of the game by giving you better weapons and armor and knowledge and skills, so that you can get right back to where you were instead of having to just do the same early game crap over and over again while never reaching the end game. I think it's a fantastic addition, and I really enjoy it. So let's load our game. Let's just jump right into it. So this is Spooky McDoofy the Sixth, who is currently a level 3 lady fighter mans. Everything in this game pretty much is a mans. You could be a ranger mans, a wizard mans, a fighter mans, and even if you're a female, you're still a mans. As you can see here, you're a lady mans. But Spooky McDoofy, as you can probably guess, is the 6th in a line of adventurers that I've created, all named Spooky McDoofy, and they've gone through several iterations, male and female. And this is the Adventurers Academy. And as I mentioned, this is the cool place where you can donate books that you discover, donate relics. They can identify all your gear, which is great. And you could also create a new overworld if you want to, but I don't need to. I've been enjoying just kind of playing around. So the benefits of doing this... Okay, well, let's just talk about my one criticism of this game, which is the movement system is complete balls. I'd like it if you could use the WASD keys to move around. That would be very useful, but you cannot. You can only use the arrow keys, which are very uncomfortable for me since I use my right hand on the mouse, and so to put my left hand all the way to the right on the arrow keys doesn't work for me. So I'm using the mouse to move around. However, movement is goofy, and all it takes to start talking to somebody is to move into them. You don't even have to click on them. You just have to move into them, which is really annoying, especially in dungeons. But you get used to it. Like, I'm better now than I was when I started, but I just think it's a poor movement system. I wish that the only way you would actually talk to somebody is if you would click directly on them. So if you're just trying to move through them, you just swap spaces or just move through them. That would be ideal for me. But you don't start off like this. As you proceed and discover more books, obviously the library grows. As you discover other items, the other rooms grow. You have the library here. You have the lab here, which they'll... The purpose of the library and the lab is that when you start a brand new adventurer, you go to the librarian and the head chemist, and they will provide you with the knowledge of all the scrolls as for the library and all the potions for the chemistry lab that you have discovered previously. So you don't have to re-identify them. Again, it makes it easier for you the second, third, fourth time around, which is fantastic. Now this guy is cool because he can store weapons and armor that are considered war gear so that when you start a new hero, they can immediately start playing with a really great weapon. He can also build stuff from blueprints. I have not found one yet. He can melt down your weapons to get tin steel, beryllium, and other things, which will allow you to upgrade your starting weapons and armor for all new adventurers. Again, it makes them stronger to begin with. Now, I'm using a fighter man's, so heavy armor is the way to go. I've already got that at +2. Weapons and shields +2. So I'm not going to spend my beryllium on these because I'm not really using them. And you can also purchase upgrade hammers, which will upgrade your current weapons and armor and give them special abilities. And then finally, we have this room, which is like the museum. And it shows all the different types of enemies in the game and how well you're doing toward completing them. So for example, I have max knowledge of scrollbalds, punks, lesser beasts, slimes, and bandits, and moderate amounts of knowledge in bees and lizardmans. And no knowledge whatsoever in other types of enemies. And as you kill, like if I kill 60 more bees, they'll be gold as well. And you can also, with this guy, when you discover mysterious items in dungeons, they are useless to you. But if you give them to this guy, they can be redeemed by future adventurers into cool weapons and armor, because it takes them time to research them and find out what they are. That's Dr. Museum Mans. Anyway, so again, this game really encourages you to keep playing because it benefits you. So there's this gentleman here. 6 times the charm, because this is the 6th character here. Let's go through the list. Let's pay them some respect. So first, there was Spooky McDoofy. He was a male Rangermans, and he got to the 4th level, but died then. Then there was Spooky McDoofy II, another male Rangermans, who only got to the 2nd level and died. Then there was Spooky McDoofy III, a male Rangermans, who got to the 3rd level. And then I decided to have Spooky McDoofy IV be a female Rangermans, and she got the best of all of my Rangermans. She got to level 5. And then the best by far was Spooky McDoofy V, who was a Fightermans, a lady Fightermans, and got to the 7th level. But she died, unfortunately. So now, we're on our way. Now this fellow here, see what I mean about moving around though? I hate how it puts those windows up when you don't want them. So this guy trains you in skills, and you gain skills by gaining levels, and what's really cool is that every time you gain skills, partially some of those skills go to all future adventurers. So as you keep playing with more and more adventurers, the people that you create are better and better, so you get started off better. Like if you say, I'm not so sure those numbers are right, new graduates get a fresh pile of 1 point for every proof of strength delivered to the academy by graduates prior. So obviously you get a lot of proof of strengths, and you get points. You get 2 points, but all future graduates get 1. So that's really cool. And let's get some more strength. Yes. Alright, sweet. So as a Fightermans, I'm a melee warrior. And every time you die, certain things happen. 1, all the dungeons are reset, so you can explore them again. But 2, there are a bunch of towns strewn throughout the world. And these towns have this thing called prosperity. And they start off with no prosperity, and you give them supplies that you get in dungeons in order to increase their prosperity. Now, when you increase their prosperity to maximum, they have better items for you to buy, better things to do, but they also put a memorial to you. So Spooky McDoofy IV has a memorial here because she was the first one to raise this town to the highest level of prosperity. So you can say, how is this town's prosperity? 0 out of a maximum of 1. Since every time your adventurer dies, every single town loses 1 level of prosperity. So when we find supplies, we come and bring it back, and that'll raise their prosperity back. Of course, we'll never replace the memorial to Spooky McDoofy IV, because that was the first character to do it. You can sell your weapons at towns for money, buy other weapons, unlike the Adventurers Hall where you can just melt them down. Now this is not a proper dungeon, but sometimes enemies set up roadblocks, so that's fun to take a look at. Alright, so first of all, it's useful to know what your abilities do. This ability allows a fighter to charge and jump at a ranged attacker to be able to attack them, because normally they run away from you. This creates a banner that creates a passive bonus and a passive malice to you and enemies in the area. This just raises your blocking, and if you do block an attack, this gives you a free counterattack. And this basically makes you more strong. It prevents, it improves your armor, essentially, and it also gives you bonuses if you get hit. Now, these take stamina, and you only have a limited amount of stamina, and it recharges slowly, so you gotta be a bit judicious with what you do. But let's move forward. Alright, so these bombs, they explode in 2 rounds where the red is. So you move outside of the red, and that's how that works. Now this attack I really like, because it allows you again to attack ranged people relatively quickly. And you can always kind of run away to heal. You heal slowly over time, but you can also, if there's no visible enemies, you can rest. I'll show you that. So you go over here, press the R key, and you will rest until you see an enemy. And if you don't see an enemy, then you just rest until you're full of hit points. And now this fellow here, see with the red shadow that's growing, that is the level boss. And you find those in the dungeon. Sometimes you find more than one. They will always give you a proof of strength when you defeat them, often supplies as well. But if you defeat the main boss, they'll also explode, which is kind of fun to watch. Alright, so I'm getting kind of beat up here. Let's get some skills. This is not working well. I think this might be the end of Spooky McDoofy the 6th. Let's see. Do I have anything? Let's go with the Battle Potion Champion. And let's just try to get out of here. Alright, cool. So our hit points are restored. We're away from the ranged guys, and we can focus our attention on the leader. And he was the main guy, so as you see, he explodes. And there's your proof of strength. Supplies to give to towns. And other items that are potentially useful to you. These guys are so annoying. So you take this and you just boom, boom. Yeah, I don't think so. And then you're done. Then you go. And in this case, it disappears. Since it's not a true dungeon. So then you can go back to the town. And you can talk to the mayor. And give them some inventory. And now they're at maximum prosperity. So you go to the store. And you could sell whatever. I'm not going to be selling anything yet, though, because some of this might be useful. I like to personally go down the list here. Okay, so let's talk about armor. And it compares what you have versus what you can see. So, for example, the Tin Steel Cuirass plus 2 is real armor, by the way. That's what fighters wear. That's like the heaviest level of armor. That's better, obviously, than... Or that's what I'm wearing currently, which is better than the cool Super Fluid Combat Tunic number 1 that I'm looking at. And these things are unidentified. So obviously you see I can't use medium armor or light armor. So you just kind of look around to see, like this, for example, this Bendy Iron Heater is a better shield than the one I have. So let's swap them out. This shoulder poncho, we don't even have one, so that's perfect. Some boots. And that's about it with armor. So now... This is better than the weapon we currently have, but it's a two-handed weapon, which we don't... I'm personally a fan of shields. These are... Actually, those were all two-handed. These were all the one-handed weapons. None of which are better than what I currently have. And there we go. So now I've used up all of the armor that I want, so I could sell the rest to this guy. So you can have him sell all non-magical, non-equipped gear, all arms and armor that aren't equipped or locked. That's what I'm going to do. Then you get some money, which you could use to buy other stuff too, like see what he has for sale if he has anything better. Because there's certain things that we need. We don't, for example, have anything for our, like, thighs, I guess. Our thighs, yeah. So this is obviously much better than what I currently have, but it's also unidentified. So it could have negative properties, we don't know. Now this is the same thing, but it's not magical. So whatever magical effect this has, this doesn't, but it's still incredibly much better than what I currently have. So we'll buy it. I don't think we're going to find anything better than our sword, though, since that was a legacy item. And that's true. But there isn't anything for, like, yeah, our lower They only have chaps for medium armor, not heavy armor. So that's all we've got out of this guy. So we can go to the inventory. What was that? That was, the chest guard. Put that on. Boom. Now we have better skills for that. Let's see, what do you have? Potions and such. Nothing I really want. How about you? There we go. A sarong. That's what we needed. So now we just need a helmet and we're good to go. But okay. So let's go check out a dungeon. There's one. Now dungeons can have 3 or 4 levels. Probably later on in the game they have more. And what's interesting is they have doors, so you can use a doorstop to block them off in case you need to rest. But you just kind of wander around, look for things to kill them, loot them, just like any other roguelike. And we gained a level, hooray. So we can improve her shields, which I could possibly do. We can improve her sword and board mastery. You can also learn wizard, ranger skills if you want, necromancer skills. I can make our banner better. The Southern Gentleman's skill set is kind of fun. I don't use it much, but what it does is once you pick anything here, if you kill an enemy or at least damage an enemy, they could potentially drop a tasty beverage, which will improve your stamina. So that's actually good to get. Randomly hurl scathing vulgarities at nearby foes and deal fire damage. Rapier wit. And whoopin' ass. We'll go with rapier wit. Okay. So we can try that. So we take it. And that was kind of fun. And it builds up this, it's called ire. And you lose it if you don't build it up. But it has benefits. It allows you to use special attacks. There are occasionally secret doors. And then, of course, there's staircases down. But I'm going to clear the floor out first. Alright, back to where we started. And if it seems easy to you, again, that's because this is my 7th or 6th adventurer. So they've gained up a lot of skills just from previous adventurers and what they've accomplished. Obviously, your first adventure is not going to be this easy. But it doesn't stay easy for long, as you'll note that even my 5th adventurer died. Monsters do respawn in the dungeons, so you're never completely safe. Now, a wise dungeoneer would use the skills more often than I'm using, but I don't really need them at this point, so I'm not saving up my stamina. Okay, this guy is a champion, so let's throw down our banner. That was fun. And it goes away after a bit. But it buffs up your stats. See, secret door somewhere. Or no, sorry, the air is tense with the powerful evil. That's warning me that there's something coming up that's a bit stronger than the average goon in this dungeon. Don't know what, though. Don't know. Maybe we killed it already? Oh. It's an albino tusker. Well, it was an albino tusker. Alright. So again, it's very typical roguelike behavior. You move around random dungeons, killing enemies, gaining skills. There is permadeath, of course, but again, the game really encourages you to continue playing after you die because you do things that benefit future adventurers. So each time you start off with a bit more of a leg up, which I find personally very enjoyable. And again, the game is goofy. I haven't gone into too much talking about the names of the creatures and stuff, but if you take a moment to you know, read the descriptions, they're pretty funny. Oh yeah, there's the tasty cool iced tea. That's what you get for being a southern gentleman's. And again, it improves your health. Oh, it says health and stamina. Excellent. I thought it might have just been stamina. I don't have a ton of experience with southern gentlemen's. I didn't start getting it until I started getting fighterman's. I didn't use it for my rangerman's. There were other things at the time that were more important. Alright, now normally I'd spend time making sure the dungeon's completely clear, but I would like to show you taking out the boss. So let's try to do that. See, they're getting a bit stronger. Now they take more than one hit to kill. Sometimes. And I like how some of them have special abilities. Like this one has the ability to pull you toward them. Some of them have the ability to push you away from them. They all have varying effects. I like how those bombs hurt them just as much as they hurt me. But let's take this guy out. I might not be able to get to him. Yeah, the wall blocked me. So sometimes they do incredibly stupid things, like they'll pull you closer even though they're trying to get away from you. Or that they should be trying to get away from you because you're overpowering them. Alright, where are you, boss? Oh. Chain banger. Something secret around here. There we go, secret door. Oh, hello. You can take things from the shelves, that's fun. Creepy dungeon bookstore guy. Yeah, it's alright, I don't want to buy anything. Dang. Alright. Still, though, where is the boss? Maybe up here. See, like that. They pulled me out of the way of the harm of their own bomb. That was kind of a silly move. As far as I've seen so far, money is never really a problem. You always have more than you need. It might not be that way throughout the game, but in the early stages. The early to mid stages. Alright, so this is a 4-level dungeon. That's fine. Enemies are starting to get a little tougher, as you can see. Alright, we might have to use some work here. So let's... Come on. There we go. Alright. Ooh, gelatinous cubes. Oh, tasty beverage. And no matter how many beverages that you drink, you never have to pee. So that's good. Okay, something secret around here, huh? There we go. Another creepy bookstore guy. And my micro is pretty atrocious, again, because the control system is kind of funky, but also because I'm just in a hurry. As you get to later levels, you have to be a bit more in control of that, which is probably why I've lost 5 adventurers, and the highest level one's reached is 7. Would be nice, though, to find the boss. Maybe over here? There we go. Right, Dungeonmans. Oh, you gotta pull your socks up for a bit of the shanty ankles, eh, right, X? Wow, okay. A graduate of the Dungeonmans Academy pulls socks for no man, villain. Alright, so let's get things ready to go. Throw down our banner. Alright, let's take out the peon first. And we can focus our attention on him. And he is exploded. Alright. So then what you do is you get your proof of strength and take that back to the Dungeonmans Academy. Let's just look over here and see if there's anything else. Okay. I am finally getting the hang of this movement thing. Better than I was, anyway. So let's give some relics. Great. And see, here we go. This museum will start an investigation, but it will take a long time. Perhaps it will be of use to future graduates. And you can also go to the chest. Oh, well, no, I guess I didn't find an item they needed for the chest. Oh, well. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is Dungeonmans. Again, it's a simple but funny and engaging roguelike whose main strength, in my opinion, is that it allows you to be encouraged to continue playing because the things you do as one adventurer directly impact the starting bonuses and benefits of future adventurers. The main negative, again, is the movement system, which I'm not a huge fan of. Again, WASD would be the way I want to go. There might be a way to key map, but I don't know how. So, I'm Marcus Aurelius. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good one.